The big book of fairy tale fashion. Once upon a time, a tall girl thought dancing would be a good life, but found that modeling suited her better. Considering the whole, and thought it would be a good life, but she found that modeling, yes, suited her much better. Considering the whole thing quite a lark, she had no real expectations, and so let it all unfold, like ta-da! And with no real need of a book, only a book. She discovered, lo and behold, that there was an abundance of work for live models in LA and environs back in the 1980s. Saks Fifth Avenue, I. Magnin, Bonwit Teller, Bullocks, Wilshire, Robinsons, the May Company, the Broadway, Neiman Marcus, and Nordstrom's, to name just a few small and large institutions of high and medium fashion, and what luck. She even made more money than her husband 1 month. Oh, that fierce 30 days she worked straight without a day off. Seriously. But I digress. In 1977, I got a break I didn't have to scan the trade papers for. A gal I took ballet class with at Harriet's, a singer, just up and said, "You should be a model. You should be a dancer in fashion shows." Well, okay. She said, she told me how she was hired to sing while the models traipsed up and down and around and around. Huh. So I took my friend up on what sounded like cheesy, but seriously easy money, and I got several jobs with these faux, it was the wrong foot, with these faux fashion folks, indulging my abjectly brilliant ability to improvise dance steps, but not wearing my slight but tasteful costume from my busking days. Oh no, oh no. For these gigs, I had to wear what amounted to extreme costumes. Okay, you see, to keep the audience's attention, this fashion director would use singers and dancers to jazz up the fashion lineup. Well, okay, fine by me. The outfit that I remember the best was a garish flamenco-inspired gown. So guess what I did down the runway? Yep, faux flamenco. Hey, I'd seen Luisa's flamenco dancers, and even taken one class from her, till my thighs screamed in pitiful mercy. So I knew what I was doing. Muy correcto. The only problem was, during this vlog down the runway, I felt cheap, like a fake, and what's worse, unnecessary. So, I asked myself, why aren't you fake flamenco dancing on the skinny stage, where you could fall off at any moment snig a heel and be done for when you could actually be modeling in a fashion show. Yeah. Well, there's some smarts. I figured if I could dance, I could model. And I was tall enough, based on the look of the real models. Fake, real, fake, real, fake, real. I want to do what they're doing. So, minutes later, I was hooked up with the modeling teacher at the school where these faux fashion shows emanated from, to the tune of $800. Me, alone, after hours, crash course style, in near darkness on the runway of the modeling school, in a leotard, tights, and high heels. Oh, awkward. My teacher said that I needed to learn the basics of modeling before I could actually wear any clothes. You know, clothes. Oh, but to strut and turn in dancer's togs and modeling shoes was confusing to my body. Oh, dancer, no model. Dancer, model, model. Dancer, oh, forgive me, Harriet, for I have modeled. However, I seem to have found a niche and adapted very quickly. When I got into the clothes, I got it. I not only had mimic abilities, I was a friggin' chameleon. I became the girl or woman the clothes required. There was sexy, gammy, sporty, chic, California, European, sexy, California, gammy, sporty, chic, yes, and even married in the always last down the runway finale wedding gown. I honestly don't know how many times I got married as a model. Okay. So, after using up all the $800 I paid the modeling school for feeling awkward, I decided to call Bullock's Wilshire department store to see if I could do some tea room modeling for them. It just so happened they needed a new girl. That day, I got the job. Uh-oh. Oh. Serious models are supposed to start at age 17, and I just turned 27. What am I gonna do? Yeah, well, but the utter charm came from learning the ropes of this new biz in the most magnificent setting a girl could climb the ladder in. That iconic Art Deco downtown mansion of wares, Bullock's Wilshire department store. I even modeled a pose for a real fashion illustrator my first months working at Bullock's Wilshire department store. Oh, you know, such sweetness to see yourself in drawn form. Oh, on newsprint, long hair slightly curled, ballerina unbound, to send home to mom. Since appearing in TV commercials, my mom's greatest hope for me, Chrissy, I look for you on TV all the time, and I never see you. What are you doing down there in Hollywood anyway? Well, wasn't even close to happening. But modeling, yes! Oh, that's what a tall dancer could do. Okay, so the drill at Bullock's Wilshire department store was to show up at 10:30, and have coffee. Up in the employee restaurant high on the 5th floor. Then check to see which floor you were pulling clothes from. It was a big store. It had everything from top designer fashions to scruffy teen wear. So you always hope for the better clothes. Then pull your 5 looks, accessorize everything from the exquisite 1st floor, even shoes, can you imagine? It was kind of like shopping, only you had to return it all. Then haul it all up to the dressing room on the 5th floor. Then have lunch or just more coffee. Then you did your makeup and your hair, and you decided between the 5 girls working that day what the order would be, and then you were off and walking from 12:30 to 2 p.m. during lunch in Bullock's Wilshire's tea room. Okay, it worked like this. You entered room 1 and pretty much went straight to the short, heavily carpeted runway in the center of the room, and then you twirled and you smiled and you twirled, and like me one day, caught my heel on a piece of shag carpet right at the end of the runway and crumpled down to my knees. Now you see her, now you don't. Actually, very few people even looked at us in room 1 because it was so dark. Here I was, getting paid to learn something new. Then we would wander into room 2, which had much more light for the customers, the patrons, to actually see us, where we would chat up the diners, hi, answer questions about the clothes we were wearing, look at the food, tell them the prices of the clothes we were wearing, if we could remember. Otherwise, we would contort over their Cobb salads while the customers read the tags stuffed into their necks. You got that? Oh, that's right, $5,000. Okay. 5 outfits, 90 minutes, controlled chaos, and then we had to put everything away. But the perks abounded in this powerhouse store. I worked my first real fashion show, not the kitschy, lazy key remodeling, no. Right there in the store. 2nd floor, couture, not too fancy. For Johnny Versace. Okay, swear to the goddess of high fashion, swear. His presence was right there, along with many other famous fashion lines and top shows, were Miss Rosemary something's doing. She had convinced the CEO that this store could be a veritable flagship of cutting-edge fashion on the West Coast. That's where I got my start. In fact, it was during one of the big shows at Bullock's Wilshire department store, sorry, where the much more experienced models were brought in to augment our little tea room numbers. La 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 la, that, the models from the Merriwood Davis Modeling Agency flagged me as appropriate for their ranks. Hey, Christine. Yes, from their recommendation, I got into the Merriwood Davis Modeling Agency. That venerable tea room job got me my, thank God, signature streaked, streaked blonde bob. Okay. And oh, real fake nails. No. Okay, you gotta picture this. Me, a bunhead who chewed her fingernails and wore the same bell-bottom jeans and zip-up sweatshirt from the Army Navy surplus store in Vine in Santa Monica every day over her stinky dance clothes. Yes. Experience putting looks together, putting them all away, and an agent. Well, okay, moving on. But before I could back up gracefully, from the tea room job, Miss Rosemary something had a brainstorm. Now, since she was bankrolled to shop the globe for merchandise, she knew the modeling trends. Oh yes. And the newest trend at the time was, you'll be surprised, freeze modeling. To pose, to pose like a live mannequin for 20 minutes. Oh, well, okay. The plan for this big night was to debut a British line, and exclusive to the U.S., which Miss R. something had negotiated with the label. Oh, and it would be the biggest bash the store or the city had ever seen. Each model had 6 or 7 changes, and we were to appear magically on specially placed daises, frozen, as the guests stepped out of the elevators at every floor. Big plan. 5 floors. Surprise! Yes, dresses, secreted with dressers, aligned and ready to go. The clock ticking to move as fast as possible, and then to stay and start still for 20 minutes. While the guests tried to get you to flinch. Oh yeah, saying things like, you know, I'm not sure they're real. They are so still. They're so, okay, wait, I don't get, hi? Not sure, still not sure. You think they're real? I don't know if they're real or not. Oh, kind of a British thing. You know, it's kind of. So everything went reasonably well for me and my tableau pals there on the 3rd floor, right at the entrance to the elevator. Here they come! Quiet, everybody! All right, 1, 2, 3, ready, set, freeze. First, Princess Anne, with a very large hat. Some others. And then who should waft out of the elevator and into my line of vision but Andy Warhol. Oh. Never miss a chance to party! Andy Warhol. Looking positively radioactive in the dim light. Oh, well, I couldn't turn my head or talk, but I still managed to catch a few glimpses of him that night. Images which are seared into my brain forever. So, once the guests were herded elsewhere, we quick took the elevator down to the next lower level. And here's where things got dicey. Now, I was used to moving quickly. By that time in my career, 30 seconds to a minute for a complete change with help from a dresser. Thank you, dressers! Turn, unzip, lift your foot, stretch, an earring, turn, lift your other foot, an earring, zip, and go. Thank you, dresser! Haute couture. So, kind of like that. But for one particular change, I forgot to wait for my dresser to grab the dress I had been wearing. A 20-pound, completely tiny square mirror-covered sheath by Reuben Canis, a real stunner. And as I haplessly dropped the dress, oh, what became a 10-pound dress? Worth a lot less money. Oh my. Okay, to be fair, the fashion industry is a serious business. But what LA may lack in the truly trendy, it makes up for in the truly wacky. One day, at a Robinson's department store, the trend of including live animals, really, in all the fashion shows, birds mostly, in all the fashion shows, large and small, backfired. I told the new girl, I told her not to turn too fast, or the cockatoo she was to carry on her arm. To decorate her outfit would fly the coop and out into the store. She forgot, and she twirled too fast, and Charlie or Barney the bird whisked off in a flapping of white feather amazement and landed right on the head of a lady in the front row. Oh, no! Okay, wait, hold on. To have the bird handlers at this small, inconsequential show was not cost effective. So I got this. It's okay, I got this. Barney? Come on, Barney, you cute little thing here. Now wait, I'm sorry. Did you get on my arm? It's okay. Bird would not leave lady's head. Okay. I'm sorry. Barney, come on, you little Barney bird. You want this arm? Come on. Barney, you cockatoo, get on my arm! I finally got the bird on my arm, deposited him backstage, and the show resumed. Everything went pretty well after that. Perhaps not, though, for the lady who had sported a new white feathered hat. For a few anxious moments, I don't think I can stand this. Get the bar, get him off, lady, get him off. Is a bird gonna poop on my head? Teaching ballet to 6-year-olds totally prepared me for this job. Well, we were hardly done with birds that season, or even the next. Okay. What's harder, putting them on or walking in them? So, one day, at another Robinson's department store, the models in swimsuits with large tropical birds on their arms. You think those claws don't hurt their skin? You think you can. Were followed by the models in fur coats. Of course, that makes sense. High contrast. And one never, I repeat never, wears a fur on the runway without slipping it off one shoulder, removing it all together, and then dragging it behind you for best effect. Well, back then. So, this time, little birdie had to poop. It missed. Anita, most squeamish person in the world, and landed on the floor, still wet and runny enough for the final fur to be dragged right for road. Birds in fashion shows? Bad idea. You do the math. And then, at a major opening of another Robinson's department store, we'd somehow switched to big dogs on leashes as the newest trend in accessorizing with live animals. Yes. What in the hell were they doing in Paris and Milan and Tokyo and New York? Oh, or was this pure Hollywood hype? Anyway, at the rehearsal for this extravaganza, two of us, of course me, were greeted with the news that we would be working with Big Dogs on Leashes. Yeah. For one very important scene, there's only a catch, one little catch. The dogs wouldn't be there for the rehearsal because that's too expensive. Well, we, the two of us, we're really nervous because the fashion get-up for this European street scene was full-on high-heel boots, slouchy hats, and big coats. Oh yeah, mangling, very hard to manage even without Big Dogs on Leashes. Oh yes, to make matters worse, we had to enter our temporary runway up narrow, steep, open steps. Okay, so we're dressed. Okay, let me see. You got that? Oh, the dogs are here. Okay, cool. Yeah, right. Oh, hi. That's my dog, Barney. Hi, Barney. Pat, pat. Cue the dogs. Up the steep steps, and Big Barney was really pulling me. Tug, pull, lurch, run away! Full tilt down to the end of the runway and back a lickety-split down the steep steps. Sniff a few butts in the dressing room. Well, not me, the dog. Up the steep steps and back down the runway. You know, Big Barney was really having some fun. You see, two models were supposed to stride down the runway in tandem with our elegant dogs, our elegant selves, looking very Pierre Bonnard, Henri Toulouse-Lautrec, and Laurel and Hardy is what they got. Two dogs racing down the runway. Ooh, racing at runaway speeds. Boom, boom, boom. Two quaffs. Oh, whoa, and trying not to fall. Well, insane comedy of errors. Oh, who let the dogs out? Whoa. Rah, 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 rah. Who let the dogs out? Wah, wah. Rah, rah. Birds. Our fashion uncoordinator at Robinson's department store was still not done with her audacious experiments in canine accessorizing. Oh no. One fine day at the Beverly Hilton Hotel, I modeled with a gorgeous black standard poodle, better groomed than I was. Oh my. Both of us somehow managing to walk on a slick, plasticky, ice-like surface that covered the front of the stage. Why? Because of the ice skater they hired to jazz up the fashion lineup. Of course. I'm surprised there wasn't real snow. And in high heels. Oh no, not the dog, me. Whoa, wait. Big dogs in high heels. Oh, that sounds like a trend. He let the dogs out. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait. Man, at the biggest show, you thought I wouldn't do a coda? At the biggest show of the year, at Robinson's huge downtown store, imagine my shock when I arrived backstage to find big cats on chains, lounging on the loading dock. Oh, hey, Christine. Fortunately, God, for this ultra safari scene, The African dance company they hired to jazz up the fashion lineup handled the tigers. I think I'm going to sit down because what I have for you is another fairy tale. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Mary McFadden and the Fortuny Pleat. Once upon a time, in the Ersatz Ballroom at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel, smack at the dead end of Rodeo Drive and Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills. Who was this Beverly? Softly folded into a jag, a furrow, a row of pleats, which our fashion girl had planted with her myriad shoes, flat, stacked, and strappy, she had an encounter with the severe queen of the pleats, Mary McFadden. Both had the same haircut, oh yes, only Miss McFadden's was pitch black, with an indelible mood to match. Saks Fifth Avenue, the Western outpost, had the clout to bring her whole outfit to this stage in this ballroom, T-squared perpendicular runway, though these LA beauties didn't simply fly, no, they floated in the kind of gowns a Roman empress could only dream of. Let's just say they tried to float. Okay. As the rehearsal for this Roman epic progressed, Miss McFadden scowled up to the edge of the stage and grabbed our dancer model girl's hand, her left hand. Hold your hand straighter. No, looser. No, straighter. No, looser. Slapping the back of her hand to make her behave, to make it behave, to make her point. Make it float. No, reach, no, float. Soft, but severe. Never quite getting their collective hands to mimic the fabric all of our LA beauties practiced while the dark diva backed up into the shadows of the empty ballroom. How to be soft and severe? How to become not only the woman the clothes required, but to become the clothes. The gowns, the fabric itself. Tricky business. Tricky business. Keats calls it negative capability, the ability to become the object you're writing about, but I regress. Okay, so on an Eastern day, during one of our heroines' forays to the U.S. capital of fashion, far from the trenches of LA, she encountered the house of Fortuny reborn, Mary McFadden's New York City showroom for go-see during fashion trimester. It was longer than trimester. As our model miss sat in the dim, all-charcoal, dusky antechamber, she was met not by the designer, but by a male assistant. The two spoke, darkly. Mary McFadden herself, watching from the folds of her foyer, lurking, perhaps remembering our hapless girl's pleat-impaired hands, and wondering why she looked so familiar in a painful kind of way. Our novice walked for the male assistant, and again didn't pass the test. Was her California face not pale enough? Were her fingers still not long enough? Finally, in the end, stiff, relaxed. Confidence can surely be slapped right out of a tall gal in this business. But anyway, so I progress now. But still, my most favorite fashion story ever is the time Givenchy came to LA. Yes, Oh, hold on. He wouldn't want these shoes. A second there. Very California. The time Givenchy came to LA to promote his Cadillac or some such car with interiors designed by the master. And I was chosen as one of only 2 girls in all of LA to do his show. Oh, after much walking and look-seeing on that go-see at the Beverly Hills Hotel. Walk, my dear. Well, my friend Sonia and I, from the Mary Webb Davis Modeling Agency, rehearsed in the vast pink ballroom, the car up front and center, with all of the girls from his cabine. Anyone? It's spelled C-A-B-I-N. All wonderful black girls. That trend in Europe lasted 4 ages. Okay, so Sonia and I were the golden white girls. It's okay, no problem. But soon, I realized I was chosen simply for my hair color in straight blonde bob, you know, and Sonia for her bouncy dark curls. You see, what Hubert was doing was simply duplicating the car show from New York, where hair had to match clothes. Well, for us anyway. But not the coup we'd first thought. That's all right. It's okay. But tragedy struck when Sonia's dear father passed away unexpectedly, and she was far too devastated to do the Givenchy show. Monseigneur Hubert could simply not believe that Sonia would not suck it up and do his show. I mean, pourquoi? Est-ce moi? She wouldn't budge. So, much to the master's chagrin and mine, he flew Karen Bjornsson, same hair as mine. What's she doing here? What's she doing here? To wear my changes. And he put me in Sonia's changes. He curled my hair into tight ringlets. Woo! Put me into a bouffant dress and said, spin, my dear. So I shenaned out my frustrations. Ballet came in handy. Spinning all down the length of that damn pink ballroom and back. Whew. Hair bob, bling, and skirt out to there. My friend David said that I looked like a mere blur of high fashion. Yes. So, with a few LA successes under my tightly cinched belt, I decided to brave the Big Apple. I worked for one fall season in the spring in New York, modeling for the inestimable Bill Blass, wearing his exquisitely lovely rose-inspired collection at the Four Seasons restaurant, walking next to Karen Bjornsson. Twins on the runway, being the current trend. Oh, all the best girls were at that show. Iman. Picture out there. Karen, me, and weird. Just as I exited the Four Seasons restaurant with my new best friends, our huge model bags buffering us from the sharp edges of each other's bodies. Who should exit a taxi and spy me at curbside? Anyone? Anyone? Okay, no. Rosemary something. Yes. Still up to her expensive globe-trotting ways. Yes. Nods. Wan smiles. A conspiracy of fashion. Oh. So, before the paradigm could shift me, this one doesn't even do much, so. Before the paradigm could shift me back to LA, I had one more extravaganza to model in. The lingerie show of shows at some theater in Manhattan with a huge stage and thick velvety curtains and giant runway down center of the audience. Yeah. Oh, down center of the audience and dramatic music. It sounds like it. Bright lights. Perfect for near naked women in crisscross halters, camouflage lace camisoles, and high heels. Anything? Oh, and I had just what the intimate wear designers wanted to fill out the alphabet, if you know what I mean. So it turns out that my last outfit, right here, oh, it was a peignoir over a sheer nightie, was chosen as the big smash ending to the lingerie show of shows. And the director wanted me, okay, here's what I want you to do. Okay, now you got this in this little outfit of yours? Okay, I want you to go like this with your peignoir. I want you to flash the fashionistas and fashionistas out there in the audience, you know, like this, but it's okay, because you're on stage here, you get a great big spot, and that spotlight guy's going to cut right out. Yeah, wah-ha, and this spot's going to cut right out. Okay? Okay. As long as nobody sees anything. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the sheerest show on earth, the lingerie show of shows. So, the ending came, yeah, right at that time. Okay, so, okay, it's right here. Yeah, oh, no, it's over here, okay. I'm on stage, yeah? Okay, right against the curtain. There's the spot. Musical crescendo. Waha! Waha? Somebody missed their cue! So I closed my peignoir quickly, fumbled to find the slit, if you know what I mean, and stumbled backstage. I mean, oh my God, big smash ending, all right. You want to know something? Directors, spotlight guys, and photographers, no thank you. The survival of the thinnest. So anyway, 3 months, and then, so long, New York! Hello, LA. I'm back. Hooray for Hollywood. I was so glad to be back. Blue skies. I can see the sky. La 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 da 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 da. La 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 la. La 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 la. Traffic! In a movie there'd be a cut, right? La 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 la. Oh, clean air. Okay, are you ready? Am I ready? Okay. For the most dangerous moments in modeling history. Da-da! First, there was that big show in the OC, where us, as rich Newport Beach babes in full-length fur coats, no dragging this time. Yes, no dragging this time. Descending into a pit of swirling fog. Bright lights dramatic music as the big smash ending was simply terror in high heels. Ah! Oh, as we floated through the soup, completely blind to where the steps were. Oh, parting the mist in our mates. Oh, whoa, wow, it was gorgeous. We survived. Wow, model radar or something, I guess. But it was that time in Vegas that nearly got us. Why? Some big brains felt they had to fly a whole slew of models into Las Vegas to wear super high heels, descend super steep steps when they had perfectly good showgirls to do such things. I mean, way beyond me. Oh, that's right. They did topless, not us. Okay, so for this, Venus on the half pipe extravaganza, we just leaned back, slid down the slickest pyramid in any godforsaken desert and prayed. Harriet Violet, Mary Wood Davis, and the goddess of high fashion. It worked. We all survived. I don't know. Never underestimate the power of model mechanics. So, how about for a different kind of scary? Okay. One time, that my friend Anita, most squeamish person in the world, and I were invited to model on the Merv Griffin TV show because we could dance in our modeling togs. Me, all cool and classical, and Anita, all hot and tropical. Merv, he really liked us dancing models. Yeah, so he said, come on over. And we chatted. He asked our names. Oh, Merv, thank you. Both first and last names. Oh, Merv. On the air. Okay, so the next day, I got a call on my home phone. Oh, that's right, that's all there was back then. Okay. Oh, I said, ring, ring. Hello? Yes, this is Christine Jordan. It's a guard at Folsom Prison. Oh, no. He says there's an inmate there. He's standing right there. Who wants to talk to me? Because he saw me on TV. And he tracked me down from prison. Thanks a lot, Moif. God, the glitz, the glamour, Hollywood. Yeah. But there was one more time I walked the line. This time it was a WWD showdown. A W, Women's Wear Daily shootout on Rodeo Drive. This time the photographer wanted me to walk right down the middle of the road. Yuck, that's okay. Right down the middle of the road, right between the two white lines. In my skin tight, ruched up front, skinny at the ankles, slinky, black, strapless Halston gown. Oh, it's kind of like a goth hookah smoking caterpillar. Only standing. Ah! All the photos, you can see one out there, have me in furious profile, making sure I wasn't going to be run over. Oh. La la la. They say comedy hurts, but beauty can kill you. Okay, so we're at that place. What? Another fairy tale. Okay, so here we go. I survived all of that. So Another time, the model of straight lines and few curves got so bored that she thought of ways to quit the modeling biz, like getting pregnant. Well, it worked, but nigh on 5 months and not even a bump appeared, though the only relief during the first 3 nauseous months was the adrenaline that pumped through her body during the fashion shows. I learned about that. But one client heard that she was pregnant and fired her because they were afraid that someone might be able to tell that she was pregnant, just might. And who were the reigning stars of the LA runway at the time? None other than the audacious Buxom sisters. I don't know, blonde, red-haired, jiggling, jostling, grinning, and gushing. What curves! But our sickly girl was let go. But her revenge, as it were, was getting booked to do a swimsuit show at the Hollywood Palladium, wearing a pregnant bathing suit, strutting down the runway at 9 months pregnant. Hearing the audience in one hoarse voice say, "She's really pregnant." Yeah. And she went on to work for 3 more years, even trying to quit by whacking off her iconic bob and styling it into some sort of latter-day twee bob. And even, ready, doing a show at Neiman Marcus, Newport Beach. Well, still breastfeeding, without a bra, in a sheer gown. Shame had left the building years ago. Oh yes, so I pregressed. So yes, in this very made-up world of almost too thin and mostly aging models. Okay, so here you are. You're in New York City. How'd you like it? Welcome to the Ellen Hart Agency. I'm so glad to have you in the agency. Yes, I am Ellen Hart. Oh, I love your look. You're going to be marvelous. But you tell me now, how old are you? I need to know your age. I'm 29. My dear, don't you ever tell anyone your age. You look so much younger. Never. Mein Gott. Okay. Oops, too late. I even lied. Okay. But us, LA gals, oh yeah. We were grateful to get work everywhere from San Diego to Santa Barbara, from the mountains to the ocean to the deserts in between. God bless the freeways, my home, sweet home. Yeah, driving all over Kingdom Come. Dressed to the nines. Worked out real well for one of us. Jamie, beautiful, kinky blonde hair, red lipstick, driving her sports car. Guys followed her on the freeway. Followed her all the way home. And they got married.
Wow.
Eventually, we heard that tale in all its forms. Oh yeah. Hot models and fast cars. Trent? You think that's a trend? And me. And me. In my brand new little champagne-colored Ford Fiesta. Stick shift and no AC. What was I thinking? Well, just kick off your high heels. Roll down the windows, fix yourself up. when you get there. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. You thought this job was glamorous. Yeah. Oh, a pretty girl. It is like a melody. La, li, la, la, la. La, 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 la. Enough of this. La, 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 la. A pretty girl is just like a melody. Yes, 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 yes. So, surprise, I quit modeling on January 25th, 1987, right after a huge, spectacular, I don't know, AIDS benefit, spectacular fashion show, benefit spectacular, classic, huge stage, real lights, Venus on the half shell. I mean, really, Anita, most squeamish person in the world, we're inside a shell. Crazy. That day, last show, running in her high heels, excuse me, through the kitchen of the Century Plaza Hotel, all the way through. Hey, Christine. When all was said and done, remember, we were the help. Okay. So, which we all agreed to do gratis. Yep. Much to MWD's chagrin. Okay. Oh, Metropolitan Water District. Most wicked diva. No. My wonderful dom, Mary Webb Davis. Love her. I understand you're going to be doing that show for Jim for free. For the life of me, I cannot understand you girls. Whatever you want to do, you're all decided to do it. So, Lala, you have your books? Because I have plenty of paying work for you. Get them out, Lala. Gotta love her. Perfect. My very last show, I did for free because besides being for a worthy cause, we got to work for our most favorite. He's the one that let me do it pregnant at the Hollywood Palladium. Oh yeah. Nice, respectful, creative, fun, fashion director ever, Jim Watterson. Jim Watterson, whom I absolutely saved in 1979 on my very first show with the agency. Okay, first series, job. Yes, Jim Watterson, who was tasked with finding a dancer who could model. No, it worked better. He needed a model who could disco dance. And teach the makeover volunteer customers to disco dance down the runway when they were already made over on that May Company makeover tour to every single store around the Southland. Me, I can't. Okay, I'll do it. Oh, disco dance? Me? Oh, God. I still had my ballerina hair. What? What I had to do? I had to hire a dancer from the then very hot LA Knockers. If I lied to you this whole time, I have not lied to you this whole time. Look them up. LA Knockers, who deigned to teach me their easiest, flashiest solo disco dance. Why? Because I was hired to jazz up the fashion lineup? No. Because I was the entertainment. You know, the filler, the entr'acte, while the makeover customer volunteers got makeover backstage behind the tawdry traveling stage. Of course. Yes, I did it. And then they came out, you look so good. And then we disco danced down the runway together. It was really very, very sweet. And it's a really popular series. Me, as I said, high braided ponytail, my idea of a disco outfit. Okay, shiny blue, electric blue unitard with spaghetti straps and pink raspberry shorts. I mean shorts. And jazz shoes. What can I say? I am glad to report that I hit it out of the park. Killed disco and probably ruined the May Company all in one fell swoop. I know what you're looking at. Modeling now. 6'5". No makeup. What are you?